Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna. Things haven't been the same since the solar eclipse. But one thing remains the same. The essence of Bhagavatam. So we're just here to read another episode of Srimad Bhagavatam. Not another episode, but to read some more verses in an episode of Bhagavatam Bites. We hope all of you are well and getting geared up for the forthcoming Ram Navami festival. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but probably it'll be before Ram Navami. But anyway, Parents' Day of Lord Ram. So
It'll actually be on Ram Navami if you're in the UK.
Yay! Yeah, because in UK it's on the 17th, right? Wednesday the 17th. So today must be Ram Navami if you're watching this. Isn't that ecstatic? You know, that we were able to remember that because we just read and upload them. But, you know. So wishing you a very happy Ram Navami. Ram Navami in New York is going to be on the day before, on the 16th. So, okay, where are we at?
Canto 4, Chapter 15, Text 19.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 19. The demigods who always travel in outer space gave King Prithu the arts to perform dramas, sing songs, play musical instruments, and disappear at his will. The great sages also offered him infallible blessings. The ocean offered him a conch shell produced from the ocean. Text 20. The seas, mountains, and rivers gave him room to drive his chariot without impediments, and a Sutta, a Magadha, and a Vandi offered prayers and praises. They all presented themselves before him to perform their respective duties.
Sutta means son. Magadha, I've heard before. What is a Magadha? Do you know?
Not really.
Do you know what a Vandi is?
I think it means let's continue reading. Text 21. Thus, when the greatly powerful King Prithu, the son of Vena, saw the professionals before him to congratulate them, he smiled. And with the gravity of the vibrating sounds of clouds, he spoke as follows.
Vibrating sounds of clouds.
Text 22.
Thunder.
King Prithu said, O gentle Sutta, Magadha, and other devotee offering prayers, the qualities of which you have spoken are not distinct in me. Why then should you praise me for all these qualities when I do not shelter these features? I do not wish for these words meant for me to go in vain, but it is better that they be offered to someone else. Purport. The prayers and praises by the Sutta, Magadha, and Vandi all explain the godly qualities of Maharaj Prithu, for he was a Shakti-Avesh incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because the qualities were not yet manifest, however, King Prithu very humbly asked why the devotees should praise him with such exalted words. He did not want anyone to offer him prayers or glorify him unless he possessed the real qualities of which they spoke. The offering of prayers was certainly appropriate, for he was an incarnation of Godhead, but he warned that one should not be accepted as an incarnation of the personality of Godhead without having the godly qualities. At the present moment, there are many so-called incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but these are merely fools and rascals whom people accept as incarnations of God, although they have no godly qualities. King Prithu desired that his real characteristics in the future might justify such words of praise. Although there was no fault in the prayers offered, Prithu Maharaj indicated that such prayers should not be offered to an unfit person who pretends to be an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's instructing, Prithu Maharaj is instructing who to praise and how to praise. Dasi.
Well, I was really hoping Prabhupada was going to explain Sutta, Magadha, and Bandhi. I was quickly trying to look it up. I couldn't see anything, but we're going to leave that challenge with all of you. So if someone can give us an answer, what is a sutta? Is a son. That's what a sutta is. Sutta Goswami, or Ramaharshan Sutta. I'm pretty sure sutta means son, right?
I'm sure there's more than one meaning to sutta.
Yashoda Sutta, or Rohini Sutta is a name for Balaram. But it could be more than one name. Magadha is a region in India. So it might be, or when I looked it up, it said Mauryan, which the Mauryan kings are the great kings of Vedic times, and they're the ones who protected the deities when they were evacuated from Vrindavan. So they were taken, they're mainly based, I'm pretty sure, around Rajasthan. But Vandi, I don't know. Vandi, so Vandi is like, usually Vandi, like pronounce? Anyway, let us know. And yeah, humility, I think, is such a key point, don't you?
Yeah.
So, Prithu Maharaj is showing his humility because he's being praised, and he's saying, what are you talking about? I like the term, what did he say? I don't shelter these features. It's interesting. It means I don't have these features. I don't possess these features. Now they're saying, and this is a whole nother topic that could open up. But there's a kind of management process called appreciative inquiry, AI. It's not a new thing, but it means that instead of focusing on what needs to be improved, you focus on the potential of an individual, a person, a circumstance, a project. And with that positive focus harnessed, so it seems that these personalities were really seeing his potential and glorifying his potential that would be manifest. And Prabhupada points out in the purport that he is also hoping that in the future he'll manifest these propensities. But for now, I don't. So please don't waste your time glorifying me. You should be careful who you glorify, kind of thing. Anyway. 23. O gentle reciters, offer such prayers in due course of time, when the qualities of which you have spoken actually manifest themselves in me. The gentle who offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not attribute such qualities to a human being who does not actually have them. Purport. Gentle devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead know perfectly well who is God and who is not. Non-devotee impersonalists, however, who have no idea what God is and who never offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always interested in accepting a human being as God and offering such prayers to Him. This is the difference between a devotee and a demon. Demons manufacture their own gods, or a demon himself claims to be God. Following in the footsteps of Ravana and Hiranyakashipu, Although Prithu Maharaj was factually an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he rejected those praises because the qualities of the Supreme Person were not yet manifest in him. He wanted to stress that one who does not actually possess these qualities should not try to engage his followers and devotees in offering him glory for them, even though these qualities might be manifest in the future. If a man does not factually possess the attributes of a great personality, if a man who does not factually possess the attributes of a great personality engages his followers in praising him with the expectation that such attributes will develop in the future, that sort of praise is actually an insult. Interesting. So if I don't possess the attributes of a great personality, but I request my followers to glorify me for those attributes, then it's actually an insult. Interesting.
Text 24. How could an intelligent man, competent enough to possess such exalted qualities, allow his followers to praise him if he did not actually have them? Praising a man by saying that if he were educated he might have become a great scholar or great personality is nothing but a process of cheating. A foolish person who agrees to accept such praise does not know that such words simply insult him. Purport. Prithu Maharaj was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as Lord Brahma and other demigods had already testified when they presented the king with many heavenly gifts. Because he had just been coronated, however, he could not manifest his godly qualities in action. Therefore, he was not willing to accept the praise of the devotees. So-called incarnations of Godhead should therefore take lessons from the behavior of King Prithu. Demons without godly qualities should not accept false praise from their followers. Prabhupada's very harsh on this point in these verses about false gods and false prophets and sort of smashing that.
Pretenders.
It's interesting though, because I've also heard like in various classes that it's a when you're praised, devotees are like, no, stop it, but it's also as a you have to be. I'm not saying Prithu Maharaj is doing this, but it's like you have to make sure it's not false humility and false pride, and you're like, all right, I'll stop then. And yes, it's like little things like if you're in a temple and someone offers you, no, go and offer it to that person, and then they're like, no, go and offer it to that person, no, go, and then you're like, none of you will get it. I'll just
That's how she acts.
I would. I do. Done. We're done. I don't want the Gila go there. I don't want to get. We're done.
I mean, she certainly doesn't show false humility,
Yeah, we're done.
She doesn't show humility either, but at least it's not false.
It's like someone comes to you, the Mahaprasad of the Lord in the form of a ghee lamp. Honor it, please.
Can we converse on that point?
Well, we nearly finished the chapter.
No, because I think it's valuable, and it's a good point, and I get it, and I agree with it. And I remember some years ago when I lived in the temple, and we had a whole conversation because it would be like, and usually it was just residents in the temple, but then or in the like at Mangalarti time, but then you might have some Prabhupada disciples, and we're like, who do we know who to take it to first? Is it this person most senior, that person most senior? And we eventually discussed and came up with a clear hierarchy, but it was also mentioned that it's not that you have to dart around the whole room. If one's at the back, one's at the front, one's on the side, someone's on the lady's side, or whatever it is, however it looks, you just take it to the first person and the second person, and then everybody else just falls in line. It's just however they fall in place in the room. But the principle is that one should take that Mahaprasad to the senior-most person first. That is called etiquette. Now, if the senior-most person not refutes, but refuses, no. But if he renounces that position and says, no, please offer it to this person first, then, the person holding the Mahaprasad shouldn't be like, I'll just dump the ghee wick on you and light you on fire, then everyone can get some of it. It shouldn't be like a mood like that.
That's a bit extreme.
It is extreme, I agree. But, be careful. Hello. But the point the point being that we also have to exhibit a little bit of humility, and then you just, okay, go to the next person.
No, and then you go to the next one and they're like, oh, no, go over there. Oh, no, you're like, no one gets it. If it was a kachuri, I'd eat it myself. Done.
And now.
And then you show where they're really at, because if they stand there like, oh my God, you're like, well, why were you pretending to be so detached?
Bhava. God, I love that lady.
Alright, let's finish the chapter.
Okay, we're going to finish the chapter. Here we go. And we're at 25. Text 25, we're about to finish a chapter. It's always exciting because it means just when you finish, it means you're about to begin.
That's if you read, isn't it?
Yes. Text 25. As a person with a sense of honor and magnanimity does not like to hear about his abominable actions, a person who is very famous and powerful does not like to hear himself praised. What do you think of that? Does it make sense to you? Can you explain?
It seems to expand upon a person who has genuine humility. So the sense of honor and magnanimity.
Yeah, but then it says that he doesn't like to hear about his abominable actions.
Well, that's pride.
Yes, I get that.
And the second part.
One who's famous and powerful.
Yeah, if you're humble, you don't want to hear yourself praised.
Yeah, but it doesn't say. So I guess the point is you've got honor and magnanimity. So someone who is.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Shall we read on? Because I believe it is actually encapsulated. If we could just hear from Prabhupada.
All right. Well, moving on. I know you all want to hear me talk and discuss this. But we're going to move on just to please and satisfy the Queen. So, text 26 in the last verse of this chapter. King Prithu continued, my dear devotees, headed by the Sutta. Just now, I am not very famous for my personal activities, because I have not done anything praiseworthy you could glorify. Therefore, how could I engage you in praising my activities exactly like children? Thus end the Bhaktivedanta Purports of the 4th Canto, 15th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled King Prithu's Appearance and Coronation. Confirmed. So interesting. I think there's no doubt we get the principle of humility and that Prithu Maharaj is genuinely humble. Although I think it's interesting that he says, I don't want you to praise me now because these qualities haven't manifested. But when they do manifest later, it's not a problem for you to praise me. Now, inside of that, there's also a principle of etiquette and a sort of humility. It's like Prabhupada taught his disciples how to worship him, how to wash his feet, how to honor him as the guru. And that exists. That honor for the spiritual master exists. And the spiritual master has to take a humble position and accept it. So Prithu Maharaj, as the king, also understands that there's a certain level of worship and praise and glorification that will come to that post. But his main point now is, right now I'm not manifesting any of these qualities, so save it for later. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Okay, everybody.
So next session, we're going to start chapter 16 of the 4th canto. And the chapter's entitled
Praise of King Prithu by the professional reciters.
So now we're going to get to hear.
So now we're going to get more praise.
Yeah, because you say, no, please don't praise me. Oh, let's really praise him. Okay.
Yeah, it brings in the professional reciters.
Krishna. Okay, have a beautiful Ram Navami. Jai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.